Hi everyone, welcome to our channel. Today we'll be discussing all changes taking place in Strategic Business Leader and Strategic Business Reporting papers from September 2023. The changes are big and let's see what ACCA has this time for students. I'm Megha Bhansali, ACCA and the Indian Qualified Chartered Accountant. So let's start with Strategic Business Leader. Now there are a lot of changes in SBL. First one being the exam has cut down from 4 hours to 3 hours paper. So it's going to be like any typical paper of 3 hours itself from September onwards. And the changes now, you might feel that it is a case study paper, we require 4 hours, why did cutting down the time? So now the time has been cut down. Also, the number of questions are going to be cut down. So earlier the number of questions were not fixed, you could get 4 to 5 questions. Now there's going to be standard 3 questions that are going to be asked in SBL. Marks can vary. There are no standard marks on how much marks each question would carry. Then secondly, you would be given a pre-exam material 15 days before your examination. So basically what this pre-seen material would contain is from which industry they are going to be asking you a question. So if it is like a airlines industry, so it typically works very differently. So you will have an idea that okay, airlines industry is going to be asked, or like a railway industry is going to be asked, so that you could get a deeper insights into that particular industry, and based on that you can answer your question. Because what they expect in your SBL paper is that you are someone as a consultant or someone sitting at the top management, how you would change the strategy of business, how you would turn around the business. Without understanding the industry and how things work in that particular industry, it's very difficult to give comments. So that's why ACCA is making the paper more realistic, more practical as possible. So you would be given a pre-seen information. ACCA has also mentioned that the pre-seen information will contain enough data for you to understand the industry and analyze the industry. So you do not have to do any more extensive research. So now it does not mean that you wait till the last 15 days to start preparing for SBL. No, you have to continue your studies because the syllabus is going to remain the same. The models are going to remain the same. There has been no change in that. So all of those you kind of study, prep yourself before, and then you can before 15 days you can get the pre-seen material, get a sense of the industry, and try and evaluate what kind of analysis could be done around the industry, how is the industry currently working, what are the competitive analysis. All those could be done at your end so that you could perform better in the examination. The marking scheme, however, is going to remain the same. That is 80 for technical marks and 20 for your professional skill marks. Your professional skill marks typically is around communication, analysis, commercial acumen. So those things will continue to be tested in your SBL paper. Now it might seem that they are making the exam more easy. Yes, definitely it's making the exam more easy because you are prepared to some extent on what analysis has to be done, what industry it is, and those things. But I'm sure the difficulty level is still going to remain the same because it's a professional level paper. It cannot be very easy. So kind of question, the kind of analysis they would expect now would be more practical, more realistic. So again, if you have your PER completed, you have completed some training, you have some work experience, then definitely you will get some advantage while writing your SBL paper. However, if you are a student, you do not have to worry that what do I do. You have to simply practice and make yourself better so that you could crack your SBL paper. Moving on to Strategic Business Reporting SBR paper. Again, similar to SBL, they are trying to make your SBR paper also as practical as possible. So to make the paper as practical as possible, Section A has been changed completely. Your Section B remains the same, asking you technical questions around IFRS and IAS. So that's the same, but your section A consolidation question is become completely real life practical question. So like in real life, when we do consolidation, we typically use Excel. That is one thing. Second, while doing consolidation, practically how related party transaction has to be treated, how intercompany balances have to be treated, or if there is any error, or if some accounting principles are not same. So probably I have a I have a subsidiary statement in different standard, like a US GAAP or an Indian accounting standard, and then a consolidated statement has to be prepared. So, what changes would you incorporate in the figures so that it's in line with IFRS, and then what consolidated figures would be available? Something like that could be asked, or sometimes when consolidation is done, uh, another example could be where your profit apportionment. So, I typically take all my revenue expenses from the date of acquisition till the year end. How is that to be practically done in a consolidated statement, and then figures have to be arrived? So here now the catch is, it again becomes very practical how you have worked in an environment. Again, professionals who are working or who have 36 months of your practical training have an advantage here. Second, your Excel knowledge is also going to be tested. How well versed you are with Excel, how you could calculate, how you could link the figures. So, definitely, someone having practical experience will have an edge. Again, students, do not worry, don't panic. You just have to practice. And I think it's good because when your paper is so practical oriented, then when you actually step into the real world, when you're working, you are so ready, you're so prepared. Otherwise, always, at least like when I have done my studies, what we have studied is very theoretical, and then when we go to our jobs, we find it struggle, or we find it very difficult to kind of link the two. Now you do not have to do that, so that's a very good advantage that ACC is giving to all of you. So yes, these are the major changes in SBR and SBL. To get a detailed update, you could visit accaglobal.com and check for the updates in SBR SBL. Also, we are still awaiting some sample questions around both the subjects to see how things will work out and how examinations have to be taken up. And also, my suggestion is, if you have a lot of attempts left, try and avoid writing these two papers in September, so that you get one attempt to see what kind of paper is going to come, and then it will be easier for you to give this exam from December onwards. If you have any queries, concerns, require any tip on preparing for any examination, then you can definitely reach out to us. Also, please do subscribe, like, share our video, comment below if you want us to make any specific data, then also you can update us. And take care, see you all. We'll be back with more such content.